Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the first video of, review of Doctor Who month, which began 4 days ago in this case, 3 days ago actually, yeah, because this will going to be uploaded on Monday. Now, I apologise for the delay, but you see, I've been busy watching lots and lots of Doctor Who, to prepare for the 50th anniversary, with various marathons on various different themes. So anyway, I'm going to kick off the reviews now with my first Doctor review, William Hartnell, by reviewing which is going to be the beginning box set, which contains the first 3 ever Doctor Who stories broadcast, and Unearthly Child, the Daleks, and the Edge of Destruction. So, yeah, here we go with this DVD review. So, as you can see, the cover art's really nice. It's basically, this is the DVD cover for the Daleks, spoiler alert. But it's got William Hartnell there and the Daleks in the background. On top we've got Doctor Who, BBC DVD there, obviously. The beginning, An Unearthly Child, the Daleks, and the Edge of Destruction. It's a 3-disc set, DVD 12. The first ever Doctor Who adventures come to DVD, plus exclusive bonus features. Nice. And, excuse me, on the spine here we have a DVD, Doctor Who, an Unearthly Child cover there, which is Susan in the junkyard with the TARDIS and everything. At the beginning, Unearthly Child, the Daleks, the Edge of Destruction, 12, all the stuff that no one cares about, BBC to entertain, blah blah blah. On the other side, it's the same. And on the top, it's just Doctor Who, the beginning. Bottom, we have the information that no one cares about. So, let's pull out the main meat of the box set here. And here we go again. Excuse me. I have a bit of a cold, so I apologise if I interrupt you with any funny noises. But yeah, so here we are. That is the game box set. So we're going to start with the first Doctor Who story ever broadcast, An Unearthly Child. Yeah. Excuse me, this is An Unearthly Child. Obviously the first ever Doctor Who story to be broadcast ever. It also includes a pilot episode which was never broadcast. It's the original version of An Unearthly Child episode 1, An Unearthly Child. And yes, got BBC DVD up here. Doctor Who, An Unearthly Child. The box art I already explained on the box set, but you can see it in more detail. Here we got the junkyard at the side there, the TARDIS there in the wilderness, I guess you could call it, which is where they are in episodes 2 to 4. We've got Susan there with a bit of the opening titles in the background. It's rated PG, and it's from the William Hartnell years 1963 to 66. And on the spine we have DVD stuff, Doctor Who, William Hartnell there, first Doctor, Another Child, BBC to entertain, blah blah blah. On the back we have pictures. We've got the Doctor and Susan there, Susan on the phone, or whatever. The TARDIS crew escaping at the end of episode 4 from the cavemen. We've got one of the cavemen there, I think, can't really see it, not very clear. And now we've got Ian, Barbra and Susan at school in episode 1. Here we have Doctor Who and An Unearthly Child starring William Hartnell by Anthony Coburn. The first ever story of the world's longest running science fiction show comes to DVD for the first time. And now we have the synopsis, which will be read by me in my epic voice. Susan Foreman is a mystery to teachers Ian Chesterton and Barbra Wright. seemingly knowing more than she should about the past and the future. Their curiosity leads them to follow her home one night, only to find that her so-called home appears to be a deserted junkyard. In the junkyard, they discover a police telephone box and a strange old man who claims to be Susan's grandfather and calls himself the Doctor. The journey of a lifetime is about to begin. Anyway, we got your list of special features here, which is commentaries moderated by Gary Russell on the pilot episodes by Verity Lambert and Maurice Hullin. I know I usually don't do this, but you know what, I'm going to start doing this now. On episode 1, An Unearthly Child by William Russell, Carol Lamford and Verity Lambert. And the commentary on episode 4, The Firemaker, with William Russell, Carol Lamford and Maurice Hullin. Or whatever. We've got the pilot episode, which is an unedited 35-minute recording of the entire studio session from September 1963, plus an edited 25-minute version of the pilot. So we got edited recording and the actual pilot. A theme music video, which is a full-length version of the original theme music, which can be played in mono, stereo or 5.1 sound mixers, coupled with original 1963 title sequence elements. Comedy sketches, which are 4 short comedy sketches, mostly themes around the early years of Doctor Who, including 3 from Mark Gatiss, The League of Gentlemen, and David Walliams, Little Britain. Always get his name wrong. Photo gallery, productions, titles, and digitally remastered picture and sound quality. Story was originally broadcast on BBC One between 23rd November and 14th December 1963. Produced by Verity Lambert, directed by Maurice Hullin. And as with the other DVDs, we've got a cover by Clayton Hickman. And then we've got all the usual information that no one cares about. It's not to be sold separately because it comes in the box set. And now onto the main event. The main meat of the box set. We have the production notes here and the chapter selection on the back and a list of special features inside. And people do commentary and other special features. And then we have the disc. Now, each of these stories are one disc only, unfortunately, but they have plenty of special features to keep you hooked. And also the Daleks is a very long story as well, so yeah. There we are. So, An Unearthly Child. Obviously the first ever story of Doctor Who. Episode 1 is perfect, but episodes 2 to 4, while still great, do drag a bit. But overall, the story itself is really good. I give it an 8 out of 10. As for the special features, I really don't watch special features on DVD that much, mostly because I don't have time, and also I mostly buy the DVDs for the actual story and to build up my collection. So yeah, An Unearthly Child I give an 8 out of 10. Episode 1 I give a 10, but 2 to 4 I give an 8. So because they bring the story down slightly by, outstaying their welcome and dragging it a little bit. But for a first attempt at a Doctor Who story, it was fantastic. And now we have the second story, which is The Daleks, which is obviously the first ever story to feature the Daleks. We've got BBC DVD, Doctor Who, The Daleks. And here, I already explained this because it's on the beginning, it's on the box set. It's the cover for the box set, but here I've got Daleks everywhere here. I've got the city there, the outer city there, inner city there. I've got the Doctor in the middle with the title sequence in the background again. And it's from the William Hartnell years 1963 to 66. It's rated 12, blah blah blah. And on the spine we've got the same as An Unearthly Child, only with the Daleks instead. And on the back we've got pictures which are Daleks chasing Barbra, the TARDIS crew hiding, I think, just somewhere in the wilderness, the jungle, I think. Then we've got the Doctor and Susan being held hostage by some Daleks, and Ian having his leg paralysed, which is the famous moment from episode 2 where a Dalek paralyses his leg. Then we got Doctor Who The Daleks by Terry Nation starring William Hartnell. The Doctor is about to have his first meeting with the Daleks. The TARDIS lands on an alien petrified jungle beyond which lies a mysterious deserted city. The Doctor insists on exploring, but before long, the TARDIS crew all begin to experience the early effects of radiation sickness. And then they discover that the metal city isn't as deserted as they first thought. Commentary, which is moderated by Gary Russell. We have on episode 2 The Survivors by Verity Lambert and Christopher Barry. One on episode 4 The Ambush by William Russell, Caroline Ford and Christopher Barry. And one for episode 7 The Rescue by William Russell, Caroline Ford and Richard Martin. Then we got The Creation of the Daleks, which is a documentary which looks at the origins of and creation of Doctor Who's most feared villains, the Daleks, with contributions from Verity Lambert, Richard Martin, designer Raymond Cusick, and sound designer Brian Hodgson, original Dalek voice David Graham, and original Dalek operator Michael Summerton. Photo gallery, production subtitles, and digitally remastered picture and sound quality. The story was originally broadcast on BBC One between 21st of December and 1st of February 1964. Produced by Verity Lambert, directed by Christopher Barry and Richard Martin. The Daleks created by Terry Nation, blah blah blah. Damn it. They got all the information no one cares about, and once again not to be sold separately. Inside we have production notes, which just doesn't come with a picture this time. Well, it does, a very faint one in the back, unlike an Unearthly Child. Back we've got chapter selections and stuff like that. And here we've got information on people do commentaries and special features. And the disc, which is basically just the same as the cover. So, the Daleks. Wow. 7 parts, but never gets boring. This was basically the perfect way to introduce the Daleks to Doctor Who. You know, it was long, but it was engaging. Really shows the, well, it's a great introduction, basically. Only thing is, as with, in this Dalek story, I think there's only like 1 or 2 moments, if that, where the Daleks actually say exterminate. I don't think they started using it properly until the Dalek invasion of Earth, which was the second Dalek story. But nonetheless, this is a great introduction, and you know, any Whovian, if you're a true Whovian and you haven't at least seen this or an Unearthly Child, then why? Just why? Even if you can't afford the box set, watch this and watch an Unearthly Child on the internet, Daily Motion, YouTube, anything. But yeah, so the Daleks, 10 out of 10, a perfect way to introduce them. My second favourite William Hartnell story out of all the ones I own, with my favourite being the Dalek Invasion of Earth. But then again, I don't own that many Hartnell stories. I only own like 6 actually, yes, 6. Anyway, now moving on to the third and final story of the box set, which is The Edge of Destruction, which is basically follows the same, you know, formula as the first 2 covers. But anyway, before we get to all that, we've got BBC DVD Doctor Who The Edge of Destruction. And this one has Ian and Barbra in the TARDIS, with the title sequence once again in the background. It's rated PG, it's from the William Hartnell years 1963 to 66 once again. And then on the spine, you know the drill. Not going to explain it. The back, however, we've got pictures. Got the Doctor there at the TARDIS console, Barbra, just the TARDIS console itself, Ian and Susan, which for some reason is in her pilot episode outfit. Anyway, here we have Doctor Who The Edge of Destruction starring William Hartnell by David Whittaker. Something has caused the TARDIS console to explode in mid-flight. Yeah, I didn't do my big voice last time, I'll try to do it this time. Plunging the ship into darkness and rendering the crew unconscious. As they slowly recover, they find themselves suffering from loss of memory and headaches. The TARDIS behaves oddly, as the doors open and close on their own accord. Has the ship been possessed in some way? Or is something more dangerous happening to the time travellers? Sorry for that big massive pause there, but anyway, so since this is only a two-part story, this DVD is packed with special features. We've got Doctor Who Origins, a 55-minute documentary detailing the creation of Doctor Who, including a rare interview with creator Sidney Newman, and new interviews with producer Verity Lambert, directors Waris Hewson and Richard Martin. Sorry, I couldn't pronounce that right. Actors William Russell and Carol Ann Ford, title sequence designer Bernard Lodge, and TARDIS sound effect creator Brian Hodgson. Can't pronounce that right. Over the Edge, which is basically the cast and crew look back at the production of The Edge of Destruction. Inside the Spaceship, a look at the Doctor's time and spaceship, the TARDIS. Masters of Sound, a look inside the BBC Radiophonic Workshop, which created electronic sounds and music during Doctor Who's early years. Features interviews with Dick Millis, Brian Hodgson, Verity Lambert and the late Delia Derbyshire. Marco Polo, which is a 30-minute version of the lost fourth Doctor Who story, created using a recording of the soundtrack, pulled off screen stills and production photographs. PDF documents, which is a selection of Radio Times billings for the first three stories, plus the full script for An Unearthly Child, which you can get by going on your DVD-ROM or on your PC or Mac. Arabic soundtrack, which is listen to the final episode of this story dubbed into Arabic. Photo gallery, production subtitles, and digitally remastered in picture and sound quality. This story was originally broadcast on BBC One between 8th and 15th of February 1964. Produced by Verity Lambert, directed by Richard Martin and Frank Cox. And then all the other information no one cares about, once again, not to be sold separately. Production notes, which is more like an Unearthly Child this time, with the picture at the side. Then we've got chapter points and production notes on special features. There's no commentary for this, unfortunately. I think, yeah, no commentary for The Edge of Destruction, which is pretty sad. Unlike Unearthly Child and the Daleks. So yeah, here's the details we have on Marco Polo. It was written by John Lucretti. A condensed 30-minute version of the fourth ever Doctor Who story, a 7-part historical adventure which saw the TARDIS crew meet Marco Polo and Kubla Khan. Although completely missing from the BBC archives, a tantalising glimpse of this lost story is given with use of recording of the soundtrack, plus off-screen stills and production photographs. The story was originally broadcast on BBC One between 22nd of February and 4th of April 1964. Produced by Verity Lambert, directed by Waris Hewson and John Crockett. And, yep, there we are. And then we have, the disc, The Edge of Destruction. Okay, so this story is definitely the weakest of the three. It's not really that good. I mean, it's okay. You know, I've seen worse two-parters, The King's Demons, but you know, it's an okay two-part. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's short and sweet, and yeah, probably give it a 6 out of 10. Yeah, definitely the weakest of the three. I give it a 6 out of 10, and there we are. That is the beginning box set. Overall, I rate this box set actually. I'll probably want to say a 10 out of 10 just because it features, you know, the earliest years of Doctor Who. You know, 1963 to 64, the first three stories ever from those. from that time period. And, you know, all the good stories, even the Edge Destruction, even if it is, you know, a little limited, it's nothing too special, just it's just there. But, yes, it's a good box set. Any Whovian must definitely get it if they're looking, especially, you know, if you're a big one. Yeah, this is a must-own, you must have this. Because it's the genesis of Doctor Who, it's how it all started. So, yes, that's that for now. This is Mr. Doctor Who Fan 13 saying word out, and join me next time when I review the Patrick Troughton story, The Dominators.